Now we are trying. We are trying again to be happy. I was trying to find a sock. I lost a sock. I was trying to enjoy this muffin, the blueberry muffin, and I have coffee, and I have a little bit of bourbon in it. I'm trying to believe today is going to be a great day, even though I have to go to the dentist. What are you trying to do?
Hello. I'm trying to fix few mistakes we've made in the last episode. It wasn't our fault. Somehow the sound went bad. And when you told me that there is this vibrations or some kind of interference, I didn't really hear it, but then on recording, it was unbearable. But still, I uploaded this and I thought, why don't we try again? Since the name of the episode presumes that if you fail the first time, you have to try again.
Keep trying. Yeah. I think that there's a noble effort in trying. You know, I feel that God doesn't expect us to be good all the time. He just wants us to try. So I have a very kind of loose understanding of what sin is.
What sin?
Sin, S-I-N. There's
sin?
seven.
Trying is not a sin. Trying is not a sin, is it?
No. What I mean is that God gives us these 10 commandments. There's the 7 deadly sins. We as human beings know what we're supposed to be doing, but we don't always do it. And I personally feel that my understanding of God is he doesn't expect us to be perfect all the time. He just expects us to try a little bit. So that leaves the whole concept of sin as very, very wide open, like, thou shalt not steal. Yeah, but like, look at these samples of cheesecake. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Oh my goodness, I'm flirting with someone who's married. Thou shalt not kill. I wish I could kill this person who took my parking space. So think of all the sinful thoughts that you have.
Yeah, but what if those commandments were given to us in order for us to understand that we cannot abide by them?
Well, that makes no damn sense. The commandments were given as they were written in stone, and I think of them as the 10 suggestions. God suggests that, as a human race, you're going to probably be a lot happier, a lot more peaceful if you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't covet your neighbor's wife, you don't covet your neighbor's goods. So to covet, C-O-V-E-T, some of our listeners may or may not know that word. It means you just desire, like you see someone else's wife and you say, she is so amazing. Or you see someone else's lawnmower, or you see someone else's chainsaw, or you see someone else's, black Jaguar, and you think, I want that. I wish I could just steal it. Now, having the thoughts, some people say the thoughts are sinful, but I say until you actually steal the Jaguar, it's not a sin. Just to desire something is not a sin.
No, the desire is not a sin until you put it into action. I guess. I don't know. It's a strange subject we've chosen to try again to record the episode. It's like, you...
Go ahead.
Sorry? No,
yeah, I'm saying, go ahead. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to eat my muffin.
Sorry, there's a ping. Not to change the subject, but when you call somebody and they cannot connect you, there is this voice in the headset that we're sorry, something seems to have gone wrong. The person you're trying to reach is not available. Please try again later. Like they're sorry. They're not sorry enough, right? But please try again later part. I like that.
That's the why. That's why I do not use voicemail. I don't want anybody leaving me a voicemail, because the voicemails I get are from people that are demanding that I do something, like meet me over here, or you need to do this, or this is overdrawn. Please go talk to your banker. Or like, I don't want anybody to leave me a voicemail. If I want to talk to someone, I'll call them. So over the years, people become frustrated. They go, I called and tried to leave you a message. It says your voicemail is not set up. So I told this one friend of mine, you know that I don't use voicemail, so stop trying to tell me to set up my voicemail. She goes, but everybody uses voicemail. I said, I do not use voicemail. And if you really want to get in touch with me, just text me. I read texts. So I don't like a lot of noise in my life. And I don't like a lot of demands from people, like, voice messages. If I left you a voice message, like, I want to talk to you right now. I want to record an episode right now. Could you please book the conference room? And I only have 20 minutes. Well, how does that make you feel?
Well, that's not very convenient because I might be in a surrounding where I cannot listen. So it's easier for me to read than to listen.
Me too. And, when they say, please try again later, like, the pharmacy called me. If the pharmacy called me to leave a message that a prescription is ready, and then they keep calling, hello, this is the pharmacy at Tom Thumb. Your prescription is ready. Half an hour later, hello, this is the pharmacy from Tom Thumb. Please pick up your prescription. And then they just, because it's on automatic. And then it finally goes into, we're sorry we could not reach you. No, they're not sorry. It's just a little message that someone is doing to irritate me. They're not sorry. And they better be happy that I'm going to their pharmacy and paying them for the dang prescription. It's very annoying to be alive in modern times with all these technological demands that people make on you. Like I have an appointment later this afternoon to get a crown. I was eating a cookie, I bit into the cookie and it kind of broke off. And then they set the appointment for today. And I checked my email last night. There were 3 emails reminding me that I have an appointment today. And when I signed up through this My Chart thing through the dental school, there's a little button you can click. Do you want to receive reminders? And I clicked in, no. And they are not doing what I say. So I'm trying not to be mad. But I can tell you, if we hang up on this phone call and I go check my email, there'll be like another one. Hello. Like I've already checked in. I already clicked that I'm arriving, and I've already clicked that I don't want to receive reminders. And they're not sorry.
Speaking of reminders, speaking of reminders, somehow the final one scares the shit out of me. When I see that this is the final reminder, I'm thinking, what's going to happen next?
I have this new laptop that I got maybe 2 years ago. A friend of mine bought this really great one through Amazon. It had like keys that were backlit at night, so I can like type at night. I don't have to have a lot of lights on in my apartment. I can just see the backlit keys are glowing. But then the parts weren't right or something. He had to return it. Then I had this other one, and this other one that I have, I got about a year ago, and my friend Alex helped me get it or have it arranged to go. I can't get any packages where I live because they're all stolen. So it's just going to go to his house. So anyhow, I've had this computer for like over a year and a half, laptop, and it keeps coming up every time I turn it on. Your antivirus has expired. Your antivirus has protection. How would you, are you willing to accept the risk? I just keep clicking it. No, off, no, off. Then I took it to a computer repair store where these geeks are. It's called Geek Squad. Geek Squad. I go, look, I got this laptop and this reminder keeps coming on. Is there some button you can push to make this go away? And the guy goes, yeah, it's right here. And so he clicks into something, he clicks, And then I said, I'm going to try it in front of you. I'm trying it. I close the laptop. It's plugged in. I open it up. I hit the on button. It cycles open. I put in my password. And the little reminder doesn't come up. I go, gosh, I'm so happy. So I go, yeah, I also need a different mouse. So I go wander around and look at a mouse, and I go home. Then about 2 days later, I open up my laptop. The dang thing's back. Hello, this is, your antivirus protection. Are you willing to accept the risk? So I am trying not to be mad. I don't know who to be mad at. Should I be mad at the computer that I bought? Should I be mad that they're trying to get me to buy something I don't need? I'm not mad at the young man who fixed the computer, because he fixed it and he didn't even get paid for it. He's just on salary at the store. And then they have these things that come up, this is your final reminder from Wells Fargo or Chase Bank, Your account is being switched to a happy checking instead of everyday checking. Please sign the enclosed agreement, which is like 8 pages, to show that you've received this email. Anytime a lawyer sends me anything that says, please sign, like, we don't sign everything. Like, you go onto all kind of websites and there's this thing, terms of agreement. I can just trying to use the website for, Grubhub or an app to have food delivered or to get into a different group or something. I mean, I'm trying to be calm, but I'm getting mad. Yeah.
But there is no one to be mad at. As you said yourself, there is nobody to be mad at, because it's sort of a depersonified, or what's that word you used?
That's exactly, that's exactly it. And I can't get mad at Alex, who helped me just order it. He was nice. I can't get mad at the box that I opened up. It was packaged and delivered correctly. I can't get mad at some kind of embedded company in there that keeps reminding me I'm at risk. And I can't get mad at the Geek Squad guys, because they fixed it for a day and a half. And, just the frustration of, sometimes you go to an ATM machine. An ATM machine is right in front of a huge bank. I know they have money in there. And then there's a whole bunch of office buildings. I go there, I put in my card, and it says, at this time, no cash accepted. Okay, what I want to know is what happened to America when no one wants cash? I put my credit card in, my bank card, because I want to deposit, let's say I have $400 bills and I just want to put it in my bank account. So I'm not dealing with a person. I just get out of my car, go in there, stand at the machine. It says no cash being accepted. And I'm thinking the F word. And then I get back in my car, and then I go to the grocery store where they have a different Wells Fargo in the grocery store with some girl sitting next to it. I go, can I deposit some cash? She looks at me like I'm insane. She goes, yeah, you can deposit cash. This is a bank. And she's not being a bitch. She's just wondering, why am I asking her, can I deposit cash? So I put my $400 bills. She goes, do you want a receipt? I go, just send it to my email. So I click a button and I have my confirmation number, and then I leave. So this is something that happens within the span of 1 hour, and I'm just trying to deposit $400 bills. And I'm wondering, should I change banks? Should I shoot myself? What I mean metaphorically is like, I need a beer. I need a margarita. I need a drink. Like, I'm not even drinking because I want to be drunk. It's just, it takes the edge off of trying to live in a big city.
Do you know anything about Chinese whiskey?
Chinese whiskey? Why would anybody try something like that? Kentucky whiskey, Kentucky straight bourbon. I used to drink Canadian Club when I was younger. I used to drink Seagram 7. Then I moved up to Maker's Mark. Knob Creek is really good. Then this friend of mine who lives in France, Vlad, Vlad is either glad or Vlad is sad, but Vlad likes to drink this scotch called Monkey on the Shoulder. He told me, you need to go try that. You should go try that. I told him, I don't drink scotch. Men drink scotch. He goes, you would like it. So I was at this bar and I said, do you have monkey on a shoulder? And the bartender goes, no, this bar just serves average stuff. That's high end stuff. Why would you think you'd want to order it here? I go, I don't know. I just asked. I felt really embarrassed to be ordering something that they didn't have. But as for Chinese whiskey, I would not probably ever order Chinese whiskey because stuff that's made in China is somewhat suspect. And like, the pills that come over the internet or that come online they're laced with asbestos, and the products you buy are often made in sweatshops. I have kind of a low-grade paranoia about China. Have you tried Chinese whiskey?
Yeah. Yes. The other day I told you, and we discussed that this morning, and I thought, what if I remind you and see your reaction? Oh, I'm happy you're consistent in your beliefs.
In my fury. Well, you also told me your throat was hurting and you feel like coughing, like probably it has.
That was the day before. I thought that could be a symptom of something.
Yeah, it's a symptom of living in a city where there's exhaust everywhere. No, I'm thinking that this Chinese whiskey that you drank is only going to aggravate things. I'm trying to be positive. I'm just being honest with you. Where did you get the idea to drink Chinese whiskey? You went into a liquor store. You just said, let me just find something I've never had before. Like, how did you come about it?
No, I don't want to go into that, but I want to talk about the sore throat as along COVID-19 symptoms. Because I want to have this voice, like some presenters have, hoarse voice. How do you call it? Hoarse? It's
horse,
sort of attractive.
Horse? Just like a horse. You ride the little pony, and then the pony grows up to be a horse.
Yeah.
Pronounced exactly the same.
Yeah, some people have it naturally. And when the radio presenter. And what if no, I don't, because some people are like, what's that called? Radio presenter? Radio host, right? That's what they call them, radio host. Right? And some of them have nice hoarse voices, especially in Britain. I'm not sure about the US, maybe taste is
I'm
different.
in the US and I have an amazing voice.
Yeah, but you're not a radio host.
I am a radio host. I'm on Spotify. I'm on podcastworld.com. I'm on Petroma Therapy. No, I know that you also have a YouTube channel where you read stories, and I've seen, and any number of people say, wonderful reading, really.
Yeah,
really
another number of people say the complete opposite. Yeah, I don't want to.
No, I've actually seen some of the things that people have written. They've said, like, you're not even Russian. Like, somebody accused you of not even being Russian. Like, I read that. I mean, they were writing, I think you had read a story in Russian, and also you had read that story in English, and this person was being really aggressive, like, you're not even Russian. Yeah, and then you just wrote something
the thing about comments is like maybe you should not read them, because once you read them, it stays with you. And normally people don't want to say pleasant things. They just, well, not normally, but very often they want to say something rude. I'm not even sure why they do that, because if you don't like it, you hit the dislike button and just go about your business. You don't have to say how. Well, one of the bad things
because you're polite. You are polite, and you're a civilized human being, and not everybody's polite. Now, what I do is when people don't agree with me, I just delete them. Like, what I do. No, I'm saying that when somebody, for example, I'm teaching a class and I'm talking about something, and I'm giving the lecture or whatever. And I said, if anybody has any concerns, I said, I don't care if you screenshot the notes on the board, don't do it while I'm talking. Or like, I'll tell, like some people they don't like to take notes in the classroom. These are adults. And, let's suppose I'm teaching a world literature class. I'll just say, I don't mind if you screenshot the notes on the board. Don't screenshot it with me standing in it, and come screenshot it after class. It's going to be on the board. And this one guy comes by. He goes, well, what's your problem with technology? I said, I'm the professor in this class. And if you don't like the way that I am teaching this class, there are several other sections that you can drop ahead to. And I said it in a very nice tone of voice. And the guy dropped my class and went to another class. So I gave them the option to leave. Or, for example, on Instagram, I mainly post pictures of the lake, and I post food, and I post musicians that are playing. Those are the three things I post: pictures of the lake, musicians that are playing, and like some food I ate. But some of the people that follow me on Instagram are people that I know in Dallas who are just effing idiots. So they go, oh, you have an Instagram account? I go, uh-huh. They go, can I follow you? I go, uh-huh. Would you like to subscribe to Petroma Therapy? They go, what's that? So I know that they have some issues with some things. So I had posted a picture of some musicians. And then this person goes, I really don't like that band. And then I just wrote back down, I wrote there a reply to the comment, well, why are you there all the time? And he goes, well, it's none of your damn business why I'm there. Like, I don't want my Instagram account filled with angry people who they're angry and they just want someplace to act out. These are like...
Yeah, but you know what's worse? I think there is an algorithm either in Instagram or on YouTube, and it shows first the most controversial and divisive comments because they need to maximize retention. Facebook did that, I know, but I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
so they stipulate the negative comments, I think.
Well, I think I'm trying to keep a nice profile because, like, I'm a writer and I sell some art and I sell some jewelry and I putter around here and there. And I just know that there was this one woman who lives in Dallas who got really fascinated with David Anton. And she kept asking me, what's your relationship to him? I said, we're just friends. He goes, I always see you together. I go, well, I've known him a long time. We're just friends. He goes, I want to meet him. I go, well, go talk to him. Well, how can I meet him? I go buy a Bud Light and say hi. So then some time went by, and all of a sudden one day David texts me and goes, hey, who is this person? I go, what do you mean? He said, somebody texted me at 2:30 in the morning because the bar closes at 2. Somebody texted me at 2:30 in the morning and said that they would love to go hiking with me sometime, and they gave me their phone number. I said, well, David, I would never give your phone number out. Now, I'm not going to give it out on Petroma Therapy either, but this girl used my Instagram account and looked at some of my contacts of people that I know to find out about different people. And she was also asking me, some guy blocked her. His name was Mario. He's just a nice guy. He is her friend. She asked me, could I start following Mario because Mario has blocked her? I said, yeah, I barely even know Mario, and I don't want to be a spy for you. Like, I'm just trying to be a nice person, but like the manipulation of women is aggressive in Dallas. Women are aggressive in Dallas.
You say woman and man and relationship and David and the question that lady asked you. And I've seen that TV series the other day. It's called Soulmates. I guess it's an AMC, I think, produced it. It's very interesting, I thought. It's, how do I say that? It's about, it maybe about technology in our lives, because it happens in 2027, 5 years from now. And it starts with the supposition, with the premise that it's possible to know who your perfect match, like the soulmate, right? The soulmate, that's why it's called Soulmates. It's possible to know who your perfect soulmate is. Some kind of a dating app, but not a dating app, but some kind of a company who, like, analyzes your profile and match it with other people's profile.
But if you think about it, like they are in the game to make money. So they're going to make promises to you. And like they have Match.com and they have Hinge and they have Tinder and they have Tumblr. There's all these apps that you can type in who you are. Let's suppose I say, oh, I like to go dancing, I like to eat barbecue, and I'm not interested in any serious relationship. So the people that I'm going to match with is people that are not interested in anything serious, people that like to drink and dance, and people that are just complete effing idiots. But if I put, I'm looking for a serious relationship, then that means guys are not going to click that because they don't want some woman to tie them down. That's why I don't use any of that stuff. I have not used any of that. And I think we all try to find someone nice to hang out with or go out with a few times. But this idea of the soulmate, what channel is it on again?
Amazon, I guess, or AMC. I don't know what's called in the US. But your point, you're correct. Yeah. You're correct, because the point is that we all want certainty, but our belief that once we find our perfect partner, that everything will be okay, is flawed. It is wrong. It will never happen.
Yes, because your perfect partner is the person you married, and that person was perfect at the time, but after 3, 4, 5, 7 years, they became unperfect. Like there's the concept of the 7-year itch, like a couple gets married, like in marriage psychology, when people get married or they move in together or the relationship starts, it's like, this is great. This is amazing. I want to spend all my time with this person. Like, let's buy this bed. I want to get this puppy. Let's put, dogs playing poker on the wall. And you think it's going to be great. And it kind of is. I don't know why everything kind of like just goes off the rails.
Well, personally, I think that soulmates, I use this word now and then, soulmates don't exist. Although I'd like to think otherwise. But the idea of soulmates, I think, is harmful because there is no such thing, but still we want it.
No, you have at least 2 soul brothers that I know. Father Don is your soul brother. He's your older soul brother. And David Anton is also your soul brother. You both are Scorpios, I have recently found out. You both like to drink beer.
But we don't have any relationship. And soulmates, well, I don't know.
He's a subscriber. He doesn't listen to any episodes, but he's a subscriber.
Imaginary soulmates. Okay, I 100% agree. We must be soulmates.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's interesting because, guys try these different lines to get to meet you. Like whether you're in a bar, like, do you come here often? Or like, I like your gun, or whatever, whatever the lines are people use to meet someone. But okay, now that weird sound is starting again.
Okay, let me see it.
No, it's okay. Don't move. Yeah, I think it's okay. Just keep talking. I thought I heard.
What if there is some kind of power? I don't know what power, but something that generates a huge magnetic field, like my neighbors maybe.
Yeah, that's in my neighborhood too. I live up high on a hill. Lakewood is up high over White Rock Lake, and they have all these routers that go to the computers and the internet that are up on these poles. And several days ago, the apartment complex I live in, they sent me an email that don't park along the fence because the telephone company is pulling up the telephone wires because they're over the property line and repositioning them. So don't park against the fence. So I go out the other day to go someplace, and like there's huge cranes and men up on little boxes, like those little boxes where they're working on wires and stuff. And also when there's a windstorm, like a lot of stuff gets torn down. But and if you're downtown in the city, Well, there's all kinds of like electronic interference.
It might be harmful too. We just don't know it yet.
Oh, it is harmful. And also, I've read some things about feng shui, FENGSUI, or something like that. Feng shui. It's like the Japanese art of the arrangement of objects and the vibrational fields. So if you want luck, you should have a red door. If you want money, you should buy a bamboo plant. And one of the things that I've read, it has to do with the position of your door. Like right now, I'm on the second floor. I have someone upstairs, downstairs, someone to the left, someone to the right. And right now, the people that are living in those positions are peaceful, quiet people. So like my personal space is pretty good. But, I also heard some gunshots the other day. That was like not very happy. And I heard some like loud banging, and it was just somebody moving a washer and dryer up and down these stairs. So all these disturbances kind of disturb the peace. I don't know. When we talked about this before, when microwave ovens were invented, everybody got one. And I was just trying to raise 2 daughters, and I thought, a microwave, if these microwaves can like go through a potato or can cook a pizza, and what if my daughter sticks her hands in there and like it radiates her hand even if she's standing near it? And I wouldn't let them get like cell phones right away. But so they did not, the technology was available, but I was one of the few moms that there was no microwave in the house. And I also wouldn't let them have their own phone. I would answer the house phone and get rid of all the boys that wanted to talk to them. I said, no, they're doing homework. Well, I want to talk to them. I go, well, see you at school. I just hang up on them. But I really felt that microwaves were kind of dangerous. And if you think about a cell phone, a lot of people put their cell phone in their hip pocket, or they used to have these pagers that were hooked onto your belt. And like, I'm just going to use the word equipment. So like a man's equipment, like his reproductive organs, if you've got all this like disturbance and energy fields and all this weird stuff, I had read some article that the sperm count of men was going down because of all the electronic stuff hitting their equipment.
Well, your cell phone in your hip pocket definitely is not feng shui. Speaking of which, I think it's sort of a Chinese mysticism, right? Because also I like the idea that you can arrange your room or design your house that way that I don't know, that the energy flow through it or maybe it reflects or through you. I'm messing up things, but the energy that's called chi, I think.
Yes. Well, I was kind of like, not that many people come to visit me, but like I once did this thing where I pretended that I wasn't me and that I was visiting me. And I just went outside my door and I just pretended that I was coming to visit. And I opened the door and I have some paintings, I have some statues, I have some flowers. The first thing that I saw when I walked in, I understood that was very important. The first thing that you saw. So like when you go home later, open your door, what's the very first thing you see? So what I started to do is I have a statue it's carved from wood, and I got it in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I really love it. It's a beautiful statue, hand carved statue. I put that New Mexico statue right there, and it's just very peaceful. So as soon as a person walks in, that's what they see. And then I have a couple little small candles that are like aromatherapy. So maybe I'll light one and it's citrus, or maybe I light another one, it's sandalwood. And then I started noticing when I would visit people, what was the very first thing that I saw? I went to somebody's house and they opened the door and there was a chair full of all these clothes that needed to be folded. Like, I mean, they weren't like trying to impress me. They were a friend. It was nothing wrong. But like, I just thought, okay, here I am. The living room has clothes that needs to be folded. Why don't you fold your clothes near the washer and dryer? But, let me not try to arrange other people's life. So what are some of the first things that a person might see if they entered your office? What's the first thing they see?
Well, that'd be a reception desk, of course, and the secretary behind it. Not the secretary. How do you call it? Receptionist. Yeah, because in the US you call them receptionist. That's like in any office. I get the offices like McDonald's, same all over the world. It's like what the first thing the people see when they come into McDonald's in Chile or in Peru.
May I take your order,
Zimbabwe.
please?
It's all the same. It's a menu, right?
Well, when I go to this dental appointment, it is about a 8-story building that's all glass. It's really beautiful. I don't know who did the architecture on it, but it's fabulous. It's sitting on some land. They just built it 3 years ago. It's sitting on some land that used to have like a dive bar that had been there forever, a little 1-story building called the Elbow Room. And people would shoot pool in there, drink beer, just talk. But they sold the land and the lot next to it, and they put up this like 10 or maybe 10-story building that's all glass, and has a beautiful parking garage. I love that parking garage. And so I'm gonna go into the garage. I'm gonna go up to the 8th floor. I'm gonna get out, get into an elevator, and then when I get out of just to get into the elevator, they have like a security control person. Like, can you tell me where you're going? I go, I'm going to the 8th floor to the dental school. Okay. Then they look at you. You get in the elevator, then you get out of the elevator, and there's a big, big reception room. It's like a circular reception. And then around it is all glass. So it's kind of like I'm walking into the clouds. Like I really have an anxiety attack because I'm kind of afraid of high buildings. So I have to kind of put my hand next to like, how horses wear blinders? Like back in the Anna Karenina story, and somebody's going someplace they're in
Yeah.
I mean, I have to put my hand next to this. Yeah, I mean, I have to put my hand next to my eyes so I don't see that like I'm up so high. And then there's one clerk that takes your money and one that does this. And I go, hi, I'm here to see Dr. Shui. His name is Sieu, S-I-E-U. And they go, okay, well, your appointment's at 2:00. I go, yeah, I'm here. Would you like to pay now? I go, yeah, okay. They go, well, go to that window. Then I have to go to another window and stand and talk to another girl. They go, how would you like to pay? I go, I have a credit card. Would you like to use it now? Uh-huh. So by the time I finally get into the dental chair, I'm like so tired. But the energy in the building is good. It's really beautiful. It has drop lighting and like glass. You can look out into the city. You can look out and see the state fair, and the fall you can see the trees.
You brought up Anna Karenina. I remember that there is everywhere in Russian literature, especially, there is always mention of a drawing room. Or what's that? What do you call the main reception room in a house where a few person can sit at the same time, and the couch or draw?
Well,
not
there's
the front room.
No, there's a den. Then there's the living room.
What's a drawing room? Because I'm having trouble to understand.
The drawing room is a concept that existed in my grandparents' time, where after dinner or before dinner, before you go to sit down, you might just kind of stand around and mix and mingle. So the drawing room is where you're kind of wasting time. So after dinner, women go to there's something like that, but like usually after dinner in those like 19th century novels, the women go to the powder room and refresh their makeup and kind of gossip about stuff. And men go to the drawing room and, smoke a cigarette or a cigar, or maybe they might say, oh, well, why don't we play cards? And like at a men's club, not like a strip joint, but at a fancy men's club, that a drawing room would have waitresses that would bring you drinks, but you might sit and play cards or dominoes, or you might play poker. But right now, I don't think anyone would use the term a drawing room.
Okay, I think you meant maybe they're just synonyms. Like, you know what withdrawal is? So, and drawing room is like withdrawing room, because if you want to stay alone or just apart from everybody else, you go into that room.
Yeah.
The drawing room, but you may call it withdrawing room because you withdraw yourself from the company.
No, that's good. And I think there's one part of Anna Karenina where Kitty is going to meet Levin, and he's come to the house, and the mother of Kitty knows that the suitor has come to visit. Or maybe Vronsky comes first, but there's this little side room. And so Vronsky arrives, and he's in the drawing room kind of waiting for Kitty to come down. So he's come to sort of kind of meet her, and they, you couldn't really exactly go on a date, but yeah. And then so she comes down, and they're kind of in the drawing room, which is away from the rest of the house, but it's supervised because it's in the big house. Yeah. And then also sometimes.
I cannot believe, you told me once that you couldn't believe that I read all the way through. I mean, Anna Karenina, I read it all. And now when I'm thinking about it, I agree, because it's really thick, like a book, like a really heavy book.
Well, I read it off and on over the years. I read it trapped in an apartment in Ankara, Turkey, and the coal that was shoveled into the basement. It was an old building, and the coal that was shoveled into the basement, they had to shovel it every day. Some little man was down there, and then after, they finally banned these coal burning things because the whole city got polluted. But I remember I'm sitting there in an apartment that's like too cold, and I'm reading a Russian novel, I'm drinking really hot chai, and I have like a blanket on my legs, and like I just felt like I was in the novel. It was just really weird. But I don't know, like novels used to be read in installments. You read a little bit one week, and maybe it was published in a newspaper the next week.
Yeah, I remember you said Anna Karenina. You usually used to say Anna Karenina, and I told you that's not the way we say it, because like Karenina, for females, that sounds Karenina, Anna Karenina. But well, you probably didn't know if Karenina title or last name, so you were confused because it changes to Karenina for female.
Well, I just know that when I took Russian literature class in college, it was pronounced Anna Karenina, and it was called Cherry Orchard.
No way.
No, I'm saying, like they said, we're going to read The Cherry Orchard. We're going to read Anna Karenina. We're going to read Lolita by Nabokov. So this was at a Texas university, and the guy was a complete egocentric narcissist, the guy who taught the class. But, he was great. It was really good. It was really good. I was trying to work on this paper. He had already announced to the whole class, do not turn your papers in late. I'm not going to grade them. They're due in the class. Maybe there's 150 people sitting in a lecture hall trying to take notes. And he's jabbering on and on and on and on. And the paper is due at the end of the period. Like at 2:00, the papers are due. So I think I was working on the paper. I thought I was writing something really interesting. And I didn't go to the lecture. And so I come running into the lecture hall to try to, turn in my paper. And then he's already left. So I know that he's going to his office. So I run to where his office is, and I tap on the door. And he said, "Entree." I go, "Oh, hi, Professor. I have my paper." He goes, "I don't want it." I go, "But I said, well, it's really good. He said, I don't want it. I don't have time to read all the late people's nonsense. I go, you don't want to read it? He goes, no, I told all the class due at 2:00, and I hung around for like 7 minutes, and now I don't want to read your paper. How did that make me feel?
I don't know why would he say that?
He's a professor trying to grade 100 papers. Everybody has to write 5 papers in a research paper. That's just one of the 4 classes he's teaching. He doesn't have time for late, irresponsible people. And then what I did was the next time a paper was due, I had it on time and I clipped my paper. It was about the cherry orchard. It was about a Chekhov play.
Yeah, okay.
And I clipped that paper to the back of the other one. And he actually read it and he wrote, well, I'm going to take off 1 letter grade because it was late, but this was pretty interesting. So it would have been an A, but he gave me a B because, I need to be punished. I need a consequence,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he doesn't have time. He's trying to be a full professor and keep his job. He's teaching 4 sections of 100 students. And if every class has 12 people who are turning in stuff late, then he can't even keep his office hours where he's trying to read these papers because fools like me keep showing up trying to turn in their paper.
I wish I think I would have made a great professor. I would have, with my age, I think I would have been about to retire by now.
And think of all the amazing girls that would come through your class. It's very hard for male professors.
That should have been punished for me.
No, there's all these, most of people in academia have to deal with the issue of what to do with the fact that you're teaching adults. Like, will you entertain flirting? Would you go out for a drink with someone? Would you change somebody's grade if they gave you $100? Like, when you're teaching and working with adults and you have to give them a grade, well, what if a really cute girl with a blonde ponytail came in and sat on the edge of your desk and said, hi?
No, but what I don't know, all this harassment stuff. I've had lots of training when I worked for an American company. I should have been very careful with anything related. But what I liked more, what I would have liked most about being professor, I think the time off, because I like having lots of time off.
Yeah, the time between the breaks is really, really good. You have 2 weeks off between Christmas, between fall and spring semester. And if you don't want to teach in the summer, you just travel, you go write or do something. I liked it.
Yeah.
I
don't know if there are any other jobs that come close to having that time off.
I thought you wanted to be a baker. I thought you wanted to be a librarian.
Yeah, but there are 4 now: baker, librarian, architect, and professor. But again, professor of what? I could be a professor of bakery.
No, you can't be a professor of bakery. Matthew McConaughey was invited by the University of Texas. He's like a film star, right? An actor. He was invited to give 1 class in it was about acting and film and being in the movie industry. And then he had so many students signing up for his classes that they kept adding sections. And he's married, he has some kids, and he probably has a blog and a talk show. And they were considering he might want to be governor of Texas. But I'm saying, it's very difficult to find something that would satisfy you professionally. It's difficult for people to find it because a lot of people are doctors and they go into medicine and it turns out to be not what they thought, or people go to law school and it turns out to be not exactly what they thought, or people go to dentistry school and they go, gosh, it's so competitive. How am I going to be able to get my grades?
You know,
Well,
I told you that I've given up my practice.
Yeah.
Do you have to go? Did you like you were gonna
No.
say you like when I
No,
wrap
I
it up?
just heard some bells, and I'm just wondering, what are these bells? Oh, it's the cranes
What
are
are they?
starting up. The bulldozers are backing up, so there's a bell that goes off. I'm just wondering, why are there bells?
Do you have your shotgun?
No, I don't have a gun. I,
Maybe you should have, because if you had, you could have just make a shot.
no. They're building a. I'm going to go out on the patio. Maybe you can hear it. They are building an 8-story building, and they start, and they've kind of got. Do you hear the bells? Every time
Well,
the
I
bulldozer
wouldn't call that
moves.
bells. I wouldn't call that bell. I'd call that, I don't know, like a beep or I don't know, reverse sound,
It's a.
but not bells.
Oh, there they are. They're building a building. They're crawling around.
Can you wave them hello or something? Ask them to subscribe.
Yeah, I can. I'm not going to write it. I don't know if they speak English though.
Do you have
But
something where you can draw like therapy in real large letters and show them?
yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to go back inside where it's safe. No
I wish I knew how to operate a bulldozer. Yeah.
You've got a chainsaw. I mean, you just want so much. The thing is, you want too much.
Yeah, but bulldozer is way cooler.
Huh? What?
No, I'm saying that bulldozer is way cooler than chainsaw.
Where are you gonna doze your bull? Where are you gonna bulldoze?
Whatever. When you have such a machinery, it's not important where you go because it's capable of making its way through anything. Make use of shortcuts, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, a couple of years ago, this friend of mine was having a birthday, and I thought, well, I like to give presents that are really different and interesting. And there was this, probably about 20 minutes from here in East Dallas, you drive someplace, and you can go into this huge area and drive heavy equipment and crash into things. So they have like trash cans, and they have fences, and you can pay for like an hour of getting into heavy equipment and just crashing into things. I thought that he would like that. Wouldn't you like that as a birthday present? No?
I don't know. I'm not comfortable with this question because when it comes to likes and dislikes, I don't know what I want.
Well, we want our subscribers to hit the like button and to come back for more paternal therapy. I don't know. I don't know. I've got a muffin that has blueberries in it. Pretty happy about that. I'm going to make some scrambled eggs. Happy about that. And then later this afternoon, I have to go to the dentist. So then I'll be sad. Then I have to give them money to hurt me.
Like you'll be in the world of pain or something.
What?
When you go to the dentist, I mean, that means, would that mean that you'll be in a world of pain?
Well, then if you want anesthesia local, they charge you for that. It's a shot in all the nerve centers of your gums. And then if they're actually going to pull a tooth or do something like, I don't know. It's like house wheeling. Give you
anesthesia sounds like Russian Beauty.
not anesthesia. Yeah.
Or like Indonesia. No, a skin condition. I don't know. Remember.
Eczema.
Indonesia.
Yeah. Iwo Jima. Wasn't that something in a war?
I don't know.
Well,
okay.
I think we're trying, and we hope that our subscribers try. And
we failed.
Well, I mean, you can never say enough. Oh, I didn't even mean to ring the bell. I'm just moving the bell.
Okay, because I was about to press leave for the chair. What?
Well, have a great day, and My final thoughts are for people to enjoy life, go find a muffin, eat a taco. Do you have any final thoughts for our customers?
Yeah, I think our channel didn't get enough views after we finished this episode.
Well, I'm going to the dental school and there's a lot of people. I can hand out little cards.
Yeah. Make it a joint venture with your dentist.
There's a dentist, and then there's 2 supervising dentists under him. There's 3 people. But remember, my mouth. Yeah, it's possible.
Are you moving the bell, or are you ringing it to finish the episode?
Oh, I was now finishing because I'm gonna make some eggs. They might burn.
Okay. Enjoy your eggs. Bye-bye.
Bye.